Keep me in the water 'cause I'm going fishing. I'm going fishing all day long. Keep me in the water 'cause I'm going fishing.
Now we'll install the reel seat and the grip. We'll start with the reel seat. You'll need masking tape, and we're going to make bushings here, here, and here on the blank that will hold the seat in place. I've wrapped masking tape and made 3 bushings on the butt section of the blank. Put the reel seat on so that it's a nice firm fit. Now check the fit of your reel seat. If it's loose, you'll have to add more tape. If it's so tight that you can't get this on, you'll have to remove some tape. Remember, we want it to fit firmly, not too tight. The adhesive we use is a 2-part epoxy. It holds stuff together really, really well, but we don't want to get any all over the reel seat. So I put some tape at the ends of the reel seat to help protect it. The kit contains a pre-formed cork grip. It's also reamed to approximate the taper of the blank so that it fits right above the reel seat. It's a little tight. That's why we recommend that you have a rat tail file. You can ream it carefully, maybe for a minute, so that it fits right to the top of where that reel seat will go. That looks great. Make sure that you pay very close attention when reaming the cork grip. Remember, it has to fit the taper of the blank, and it's thinner here and fatter here. So the inside of the grip has to match it. Also, be gentle with the grip. Don't break it. All our pieces are laid out in front of us. We've got the reel seat with a butt cap, cork grip, winding check that goes on top of the cork, and the blank. Now I'm going to put it all together. The reel seat, cork grip, winding check, and butt cap. This is my one chance to make sure everything fits, all the pieces are in the right direction, and that the reel seat is properly aligned with the spine. Again, we're going to lay out all the pieces that we're going to glue together. Then we're going to mix the epoxy. We want to make sure we have everything ready and don't have to look for any parts or pieces. Also, you might want to have a watch handy because you'll only have 15 to 20 minutes to work with the epoxy once it's mixed. We're going to mix the epoxy. In this case, I have a 2-part epoxy paste, which consists of a resin and a hardener. We take roughly equal parts of each, a healthy amount, a little more than that, of the resin and of the hardener. That looks pretty good. And we're going to fold them together like we're making a cake batter or icing. And we want to keep folding until the color's consistent and it's thoroughly mixed. I'm just using an old stick here. Popsicle stick's perfect. I'm sure you have something around the house. First, we're going to apply the epoxy on the tape bushing in the area where the reel seat's going to go. Make sure that you get some of the epoxy in between the tape. Then we're going to gently slide up the reel seat. Please note that if the reel seat is in several parts, this is the point where we'll glue those together as well. In this case, you can see that the butt cap is separate. I've taken a little bit of sandpaper and roughed up the inside and outside where these 2 parts meet. It'll help the adhesive adhere just a little better. I also like to remove any excess glue that I think I might have. Next, I'm going to put glue where the cork grip is going to go. I've taken a minute to mark where the top of the grip is because I want to apply the glue below that point. I don't want to put it up here. If I do, I'll just have to clean it off later. Don't need too much. That grip should be nice and closely matched to that blank. I'm going to push the cork grip down onto the blank where it's going to be permanently set. If I just rotate it gently, it'll move real nicely. Lastly, glue on the winding check. Doesn't take much glue to do that. Just use a toothpick, nice thin line around. You don't need too much. Oh, a little too much, so I'll just take it off with a toothpick. That's going to be just perfect. Now that everything is glued together, this is a great time to double check that everything is where you want it to be. Make sure all the alignments are right. Have a rag handy in case you have some extra glue that you want to clean off too. This looks pretty good. It'll take a few hours for the epoxy to completely set. So what I did was I put some tape around the parts to hold them together while I set this aside and work on other parts of the rod. Now with the epoxy cured, remove the tape. This is a fun part. Whoa, look at that. Looks like a fishing rod, doesn't it? Very nice. Let's keep going.
See me in the water.